Our first question is, which routing options are valid with Cisco Firepower Threat Defense? So to answer this, let's first take a look at the Firepower routing options. Our second question is, what is the disadvantage of setting up a site-to-site VPN in a clustered environment? Let's look at Firepower clustering to answer this question. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's online class presented by 591lab.com. This is Cisco Certified Network Professional Security, securing networks with Cisco Firepower, which we call as SNCF 300-710. First of all, let me tell you more about 591 Lab. 591lab.com, pronounced as 591 Lab, is the top IT training and certification exam brand in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Singapore. Our mission at 591 Lab is to provide our clients with exceptional exam preparation experience for certifications in Cisco, Huawei, Aruba, Juniper, Palo Alto, and Fortinet exam tracks. Today, we will be covering Firepower routing and Firepower clustering from the securing networks with Cisco Firepower exam objectives. These concepts will help you prepare for the securing networks with Cisco Firepower certification exam. Quickly, let's dive into our first question. So, our first question is, which routing options are valid with Cisco Firepower Threat Defense? So to answer this, let's first take a look at the Firepower routing options. So, as you can see here on the screen, this is the screenshot from the Firepower Management Center device management, which shows us that ECMP and BGP options are available within the device routing option. Now let's take a look at BGP v6. Border Gateway Protocol is a dynamic routing protocol commonly used for exchanging routing information between autonomous systems on the internet. BGP v6 is the IPv6 version of BGP and is used for routing IPv6 traffic. FTD supports BGP v6 for routing purpose. Benefits of BGP v6 with Firepower Threat Defense. The first benefit is it enables efficient routing of IPv6 traffic within your network. The second benefit is provides scalability and flexibility for complex network topologies. And the third benefit is allows for policy-based routing decisions based on BGP attributes. Now, let's look at ECMP, which is Equal Cost Multipath Routing. It is a technique that allows a router to distribute traffic across multiple paths to the same destination if the path have the same cost. Firepower Threat Defense Supports equal cost multipath routing with up to 8 equal cost static or dynamic routes per interface. As mentioned earlier, equal cost multipath routing is a technique that allows a router to distribute traffic across multiple paths. The benefits of equal cost multipath routing is improves network resiliency by utilizing alternate path if one becomes unavailable, achieves load balancing of outgoing traffic, potentially increasing network throughput. Hence, the answer is option A, BGP-v6, option B, equal cost multipath with up to 3 equal cost path across multiple interfaces, and option C, ECMP with up to 3 equal cost path across single interfaces. Now let's have a look why other two options are incorrect. BGP v4 in transparent firewall mode. BGP v4 is the IPv4 version of Border Gateway Protocol. Transparent mode is a mode where the firewall is invisible to the traffic on the network. Firepower Threat Defense does not support BGP in transparent firewall mode. It requires only the routed firewall mode. In transparent firewall mode, a firewall operates like a layer 2 switch, invisible to the devices on the network. Traffic flows through the firewall without any modification or awareness of its presence. BGP v4 and firewall visibility. BGP v4, a routing protocol used for exchanging routing information between the networks. It requires the firewall to be visible to other routing devices on the network. To participate in BGP conversations and learn about network path. It is also incompatible since the transparent mode renders the firewall invisible. It cannot communicate with other routing devices using BGP4. This makes option D incompatible with firepower threat defense operation in transparent firewall mode. Option E, BGP v4 with non-stop forwarding. Non-stop forwarding is a feature that allows a router to continue forwarding packets even if a routing update is being processed. Firepower Threat Defense does not support BGP with non-stop forwarding, although this feature is available with OSPF routing. This is a feature available in some routing protocols, allowing uninterrupted packet forwarding even during routing updates. When a routing update occurs, traditional routing protocols might briefly pause forwarding to ensure consistent routing tables across the network. Non-stop forwarding eliminates this pause, potentially improving network uptime. While BGP v4 itself supports. FTD's implementation of BGP might not currently support this specific feature. Hence, option E is incorrect. So, our second question is, what is the disadvantage of setting up a site-to-site VPN in a clustered environment? Let's look at firepower clustering to answer this question. So, in firepower clustering, up to 16 appliances or module combines in one traffic processing system. It preserves failover benefits by configuring and operating as a single entity. Connection states are preserved after a single member failure. Virtual IP and MAC addresses are also preserved for first hop redundancy. The implementation of true scalability is there in the clustered environment in addition to high availability. Fully distributed data plane for new and existing connections. There are no member-to-member communication over data interfaces. Stateless external load balancing is achieved through the standard Ether channel or port channels. So, why is the re-establishment of an VPN connection an issue? The whole point of clustered environment is high availability. Even if one unit fails, the others keep things running smoothly. But VPN connections might not automatically switch to the new master unit during this failover process. This means the secure tunnel gets disrupted for a while, potentially causing a temporary communication gap between the connected networks. Now, what kind of impact could this disruption have? Application that relies on the VPN connection might stop working for a bit. Users might lose access to resources on the remote network they were connected to. This could lead to a dip in productivity until the VPN connection is reestablished from the new master unit that is being elected after the failover process is completed. Hence, the answer is C. Now, let's look at why other options are incorrect for this question. Option A. A VPN connection can be reestablished only if the failed master unit recovers. This statement is partially true. VPN connections can be reestablished, but it might not happen automatically during a failover. The key point is the disruption caused by the need of manual intervention. The next come is option B. Smart license is required to maintain VPN connections simultaneously across all cluster units. The statement is not entirely relevant to the disadvantage. Smart licensing might be a requirement for some features, but it doesn't necessarily address the issue of automatic VPN failover. The focus should be on the reestablishment process, not specific to the licensing models. Option D. Only established VPN connections are maintained when a new master unit is elected. This statement is a consequence of the actual disadvantage, which is option C. It is true that established connections are disrupted because they need to be re-established with a new master. However, option D doesn't explain the root cause of the issue, the lack of automatic failover. These incorrect options might be tempting if you are not familiar with the specifics of clustered environment and VPN failover mechanisms. By understanding why they are not the best choices, you can solidify your grasp of the actual disadvantages that is caused for the VPN in the clustered environment. Our third question is, which dynamic routing protocols are supported in firepower threat defense without using FlexConfig? Let's look at what FlexConfig is. Think of FlexConfig as a translator. Firepower threat defense boasts next-generation security feature and a streamlined management interface. However, its configuration options are not as extensive as those found on Cisco ASA firewalls, a widely used and proven security solution. FlexConfig allows you to leverage your existing ASA knowledge and configurations on your FTD devices, ensuring a smooth transition and maximizing your existing skill set. FlexConfig offers a multitude of benefits. Firstly, it simplifies the migration process from ASA to FTD. By using existing ASA configurations on your FTD device, you can significantly reduce the time and efforts required for migration. Secondly, FlexConfig empowers you to leverage your existing expertise in ASA configurations on the FTD platform. This eliminates the need to learn entirely new syntax and commands, maximizing the value of your security skill set. Thirdly, FlexConfig promotes network consistency. With the ability to use similar configurations across both ASA and firepower threat defense deployments, you can maintain uniform security policies throughout your network. And finally, FlexConfig helps you achieve faster deployment for firepower threat defense firewalls. Since you can leverage existing configurations, the initial setup and configuration process becomes significantly more streamlined. Currently, FTD supports 3 dynamic routing protocols without the use of FlexConfig, and they are EIGRP, OSPF, and BGP. Hence, the answer is option A, option B, and option E. Static routing is a manual configuration method for routing, where an administrator manually defines the path to the different networks. Static routing is not a dynamic routing protocol, hence that option is incorrect. Thank you all for attending today's class at 591 Lab. We hope you found this material informative and helpful. Remember, practice is critical to mastering any new skill. So review the course content and keep practicing with 591 Lab help and support. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact us. We appreciate your participation and look forward to seeing you in our future classes. Have a great day ahead.